There is Brandon Figueroa. Brandon, how are you?
I'm doing good, doing good.
Brandon, can you tell us about how you're feeling when it comes to as you get set for your matchup against Damien Vazquez? That'll be the co-main event of the first portion of the pay-per-view underneath Jamal Charlo and Sergey Deryachenko. But how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, just dropping the weight right now. The weight's coming down really good. And yeah, just waiting for Friday to weigh in and then just waiting to get it on Saturday night.
What has life been like for you and your family during this COVID-19 pandemic? Is everybody safe and okay?
Yeah, everyone's safe back home, thank God. Everyone was kind of sick for a while. The cases where we live at kind of increased for a bit, but we stayed safe, we stayed healthy. And despite all that, thank God for having a private gym. I stayed consistent with the gym, and yeah, once I got word that I had a fight coming up, I went to the gym every day and just started getting ready for this fight. Was
it harder to find sparring partners? Did you guys have to be more selective? How did that process go for you?
There's a lot of really good talent down at the Valley. That I was able to get a really good sparring. Omar Juarez, my stablemate Nelson Hampton. And a bunch of other boxers there from the Valley that really gave me the work, really gave me the necessary work that I needed for this fight. But yeah, I feel like the pandemic did slow me down a bit, did hold back a lot of fighters, but I feel like we did the most that we can.
There's something going on special down in Texas because, you are from Weslaco. You have also, you mentioned Omar Figueroa, who's rising up the ranks, just 21 years of age. Mario Barrios from San Antonio. You also have the Charlos, Jamal and Jamel from Houston, Errol Spence in the Dallas area. There's a lot of talent right there in Texas, and you're a big part of that, along with your brother.
No, yes, sir. Yeah, a bunch of great talent here from Texas. Texas, they say Texas fighters are built different because of the weather and the mosquitoes. But, yeah, we're tough. We love to fight. And, I'm just glad that I'm able to share the spotlight with all these great, fighters and, hopefully soon to be world champions for most of them. So, yeah, it's a blessing.
You fought on pay-per-view before in your last matchup against Julio Ceja. It ended up being a draw. What did you learn from that fight?
Yeah, I learned a lot. I learned to be a little bit more patient, although that our training wasn't really up to par because of my injuries. I felt like this time around, I prepared more than 110%. And, y'all will see Saturday that how prepared I am for this fight and the difference, the difference that I will showcase in the skills, is just different. I'm just excited. I'm hungry to get in there. And what other better feeling than to get back in the ring? Is to do what I love to do best.
Not giving away too much of your game plan, but what have you been working on? Over the course of this 10 months, because we haven't seen you in the ring since November 21st of last year on that Wilder Ortiz 2 pay-per-view card. But what have you been working on?
Definitely, you're trying to be a little bit more slick. Trying to box a little bit. Trying to work on being a little bit more effective on my footwork. And yeah, I feel like my power has definitely increased. My punch output, my conditioning, everything is just at another level. And that's what me and my coaches want to see, is just me getting better every time I fight. And not only that, but growing as a fighter and finally establishing, my fighting style, which is boxing, brawling, both, and, mixing it up. And just trying to have a complete style.
You're a volume puncher. You throw 100 punches per round, and yet you just keep coming and coming. Where do you find the energy to be able to do that over the course of 12 rounds?
Just the hard work in the gym, just training, just always used to throwing a lot of punches. I feel like that has always helped me. I know a lot of people ask me that same question, is how do I have the stamina to keep punching throughout those rounds? But, it's just hard work, and just all those long hours in the gym that really helped me push, and just knowing that I'm throwing a lot of punches. I don't know, it's just something that always came out of me, is just throwing a lot of punches.
The one thing, by watching your fights for such a long time, we've watched you grow and evolve when it comes to Premier Boxing Champions, but you throw a lot of punches, but also you have solid defense as well. It's not like you have this reckless aggression. You have a calculated aggression where you maintain your defense.
Yeah, it's controlled pressure. We put pressure on our opponent, but it's controlled. It's not something reckless. It's not just something that I just do. It's always a game plan to put pressure the right way, to put pressure this way. And we close off the gaps. We throw punches from all angles, body, head. We double up the body punches. It's a method that I have, a tactic that break down the opponents. I know when the later rounds come, that's when I get better. That's when my opponent is a little bit more tired. That's when I'm more effective in the later rounds due to the fact that my opponent is broken down, and I've been working all those rounds to make sure that I'm wearing him down.
Also, Brandon, your opponent, Damien Vazquez, has pretty much, been talking a little bit. I mean, as prize fighters do, he said he wants to make it a phone booth fight, and he hopes that you are prepared to do exactly the same. When you see and read comments about what he said about you and wanting to make it a phone booth fight, what is your response?
My response is that he hasn't gotten hit by me yet. I feel like once he gets hit by me, he's not going to want to stand toe-to-toe with me, and I can almost guarantee that a bunch of my opponents underestimate me, underestimate my power, but I feel like Saturday night he's gonna be a little surprised, and I don't think he's gonna want to stand toe-to-toe with me, especially knowing that he's getting hurt with every punch, because I'm coming strong, and I feel really strong coming forward for this fight, and we have a game plan, and I feel like it's going to work.
Do you feel like your opponents unfairly judge you because you do look like you should be in a pop boy band and are so nice, and you're always smiling, you're always in a good mood for the most part?
Yeah, I feel like that's most of what comes when they see me. They see a little boy and they see a pretty face, but when I'm inside the ring, it's a different story. I love to get hit, I love to hit. It's just the whole aspect of boxing. So I feel like a bunch of my opponents, they really don't know what I come with until I hit him with the first punch, and then they're like, oh, now I know why he's a champion. Now I know why he's 21-0. So I feel like it's a surprise, which works to my favor, because it throws them off. It throws them out of their game plan, and they have to find another game plan. It's either to run or survive or try to fight me back. So yeah, I feel like Saturday night he's gonna be surprised.
You've been a pro for many years, but you're only 23 years of age. Do you feel like you're a veteran now, or starting to become a veteran inside the ring, having been, now that you are 23 years of age, you've been a pro for, I think, since you were 18, maybe even 17 as well. So you've been a pro for over 5 years, but do you feel like, you're starting to really mature inside the ring?
Yeah, I feel like, obviously I'm still learning new stuff every day as boxing, you never stop learning. And yeah, a person like me, I love learning, I love growing, I love, adding new stuff to my game plan, to my fighting style. So I feel like I'm never gonna grow. So I'm never gonna get to a certain point where I'm not gonna stop, learning or growing. That's what I meant. But yeah, I feel like I do have a couple of years, but I still feel young in this. I still feel like I've always been a late bloomer ever since I was small. So I feel like once I hit my 26, 27 years of age, I feel like that's when I'm gonna really get into my peak and into my, I want to say the best years of my boxing careers are coming forward. I've never been one to quickly adapt to something. It takes me a while, but once I do, but I get really good at it. So I feel like it's just a moment of time until I really settle into this fighting style, and I really get my momentum.
It's a family affair when it comes to your entire, your camp and being a prize fighter. Your brother Omar is a former world champion. I know he's always been there for you. Your father, I believe, if I'm correct, is still your trainer. Your sister is your strength and conditioning coach. What is that like when it comes to having all of your family around as you're getting ready for the biggest fight of your life? Because every fight moving forward now is the biggest fight of your career.
Yes, sir, of course. This being my first pay-per-view, and not only that, but yeah, it feels amazing knowing that my family has my back. We have been together with this team since I was in the amateurs, and I was 7, 8 years old. Well, my sister joined as my pro career started, but the chemistry was still there. My sister has always pushed me ever since I was small. My dad, my assistant coach Jesse, these guys have always been around me. So we have this chemistry that I feel like it's like no other. And yeah, we connect really well. And when it comes to the gym, we put in that work. And I feel like my family has always been there for me. And, it's a great reason why I'm at where I'm at right now.
Your father has implored upon you and your brother a fan-friendly Mexican style, but you more so though have that defensive ability about you to throw a lot of punches and also avoid getting hit quite a bit. So how would you classify your father's style that he teaches you on a daily basis?
I feel like it's a mix of Salvador Sanchez, a mix of Julio Cesar Chavez, a mix of all these other Mexican legends that that my father grew up watching. So I guess he kind of mixed up all their fighting styles and made his own concoction of Mexican style that he implemented into me and my brother. So I feel like it's a fan friendly style. It's a powerful pressure fighting style, and that's really effective. If you know what you're doing.
And also, when it comes to you, you are a vicious body puncher. I know your nickname is the Heartbreaker, and Mike McCallum had that nickname, the Body Snatcher, but, you might be the Body Snatcher Junior based on your body punching ability. How much do you enjoy ripping someone to the body? Because we watch you early on dig to the body, and then as the fight progresses, we start to see your opponents lose steam.
Yeah, that's always been part of the game plan. But yeah, I love throwing those body punches, that left hook to the body. I've been throwing it since I was in the amateurs. My dad implemented that in me. A lot of people were like, why are you teaching your sons to throw body punches in amateurs? Because it's all based on points. But, I learned to kind of master it in a way. I've still yet to perfect it. But yeah, it's a really effective punch. Those body punches really do wear you down. And no matter how hard you train, if you get hit with plenty of those hard body punches, they're going to wear you down. They're going to take away your stamina, your legs, your power, and your speed. So I feel like it's a really effective, punch. So I feel like now I have a slight advantage over a lot of people that, are barely learning to throw it. So yeah, it comes with style as well, the Mexican style. And, I love throwing it. I love throwing that punch. I love throwing the body punches.
Assuming everything goes according to plan for you on Saturday night in the co-main event of the Charlo Doubleheader pay-per-view and Showtime Championship Boxing pay-per-view, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time, can you give us your preview of the other champions within the division? You have Angelo Leo, who is just victorious. He's likely headed for a matchup against Stephen Fulton. Ray Vargas is there as well. There's quite a bit of guys that are, around that. Danny Roman is, going to be fighting on this card as well at 122 pounds, former champion as well. He matches up against Juan Carlos Payano. But how do you look at the rest of the division at 122?
I feel like it's a really beautiful stacked 122 division. I feel like there's a lot of great fights that to be made. I know a lot of boxers are calling me out, but yeah, I definitely want to unify with whoever. I want to unify, definitely get another belt, and then maybe defend that belt maybe 2 times and then move up to 126. But as of right now, yeah, I'm willing to make a great fight. I know Luis Neri called me out. I know.
Yeah, what was that like when you heard him go ahead and mention you that he wants to fight you? If he's successful on Saturday night, he will be fighting on the second portion of the pay-per-view against Aaron Alameda for a vacant belt. But, what are your thoughts on potentially fighting Luis Neri in your next matchup?
And I feel like that would be a great Mexican-style fight. I feel like the Mexican fans will love that fight, and it'll be a really, really, I say, probably fight of the year, with him. But as of right now, I still have Damien Vazquez on the way. Still gotta get through him, and then after that, we can talk. But yeah, I would love to fight Luis Neri, and it would be. I feel like it would be an amazing fight. Fight of the year candidate. I can promise that.
I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up, we've had on, before he tested positive for COVID and he's recovering, we had Stephen Fulton on prior to his matchup that was scheduled against Angelo Leal that first week of August. And he went ahead, and I'm going to allow you to elaborate. He mentioned that he'd been calling you on. There was discussions about you guys fighting. He said that, he was down to take the fight, and then you guys denied it. Can you elaborate and give us your analysis as to why that fight hasn't happened and potentially it transpiring if he's able to get the victory over Angelo Leal, if that is next for him?
Yeah, of course. I've called him out after I think he fought Adam Lopez. I called him and Adam Lopez out, and they both said no. Then after that, I think he fought, and I called him out again, and he said no. So then I guess, all him and that's why where we're at, because we never said no to any of our fights. Even last-minute fights, we never said no. We've always said yes, and I feel like we've always been prepared for any fight. And I guess now that I got the belt, now he wanted to fight me. But, I already have my own fighting schedule. I already have fights lined up for me. But, I'm not scared to get in the ring with him. I'm not scared to get in the ring with any, fighters coming up or anything. I was born to fight, and we're always 110% to fight. So, yeah, if he wins against Leo, then we can schedule a fight. If I can fight Luis Neri, if I can fight Ray Vargas, if I can fight, I think whoever has the belt right now to unify, I would be more than happy to do so. I'm ready. I'm excited. Yeah, I feel like this fight, a lot of people judge me past on my Ceja fight, and I don't blame them. That's what the sport comes in. But I know I went with a lot of issues with that fight, and I feel like I still did enough to win. So I put it in my head that even though at my worst, Luis Ceja coming in 4.5 pounds couldn't even beat me. With 3 injuries, I feel like I have a lot to prove. I have more to this sport than I can offer. So I feel like there's still a lot of road ahead of me, and I feel like a bunch of these guys can give me great fights. So I'm all with it. I'm all with it. And when it's off with the fans, it's off with the fans, and just to make history for myself.
Brandon, we are last August 24th. You won the interim title against Javier Chacon in your home area there, right, very close to Weslaco, Texas. What was that homecoming like for you, and also the response that you're getting from the fans in the Rio Grande Valley area?
Oh, my fans from the Rio Grande Valley have been supporting me since my older brother was in the ring and I was an amateur. So, these fans have been there for a long time, and giving them a homecoming fight like that was just truly amazing, to me and for them, I bet. But it was truly an experience for me, first time fighting in that arena new in the Valley, and all of my fans coming out and watching me, fans that, I remember when I was small that they would, support me and my older brother. And yeah, it was just an amazing feeling knowing that they're still there pushing me, cheering me on. And I can't wait to give them another fight there in the Valley. And definitely it will be really, really interesting to see, to see how the outcome will be, which I know will be, amazing. And I know a lot of people would probably sell out the arena. So, yeah.
This is your first fight here in 2020, obviously because of the COVID-19 and the coronavirus pandemic. You are now in the PBC bubble at Mohegan Sun in Uncasville, Connecticut. What has your experience been like inside the PBC bubble?
Oh, it's been very different, but me and my team are really good to adapt. I'm used to staying at home anyway, regardless. I just stay at home, drive to the gym, come back home, drive to the gym, come back home. So I feel like it's the same thing. Just staying focused, staying ready, just trying to drop the weight. We're doing just fine, and I feel like this is what boxers need. To stay in a bubble, to stay focused, to stay locked in and their fights, because I know they can be a lot of little distractions when you can go out and this and that. But yeah, me and my team are ready for Saturday, and yeah, we're ready to go.
In a perfect world, how does your fight end against Damien Vazquez on Saturday night on Showtime pay-per-view, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time?
With the TKO, I feel like the pressure, I feel like the body punching, I feel like my power is going to be a little bit too much for him. He's not going to expect it. But yeah, we're ready to go to the 12 rounds if it comes to the 12 rounds. But I feel like, I come way too ready for this fight. And not only that, but I got to give fans a good show, because I know my last time I wasn't up to my performance, due to whatever issue that was going on. But now I'm ready. I'm back. And, I just can't wait for Saturday night.
If the promoters and matchmakers after this fight could give you a blank contract sheet as to say, fill in your opponent, who would that be for you, Brandon?
Probably be, as of right now, probably be Luis Nery. I can say that me and him would honestly give a great fight, either him or Stephen Fulton. Like I said, I don't care. I mean, I'm just getting excited just to know that I can possibly fight these guys, and I can possibly get in the ring with these guys and give the fans a great show. So, first things first is Damien Vazquez, and then after that, I'm gonna talk to him and then say, I'm ready for these big time fights, and we'll see what happens.
Your fellow Texans are involved in the main events on Saturday night on Showtime pay-per-view. Charlo will match up against Sergey Derevyanchenko, putting his middleweight championship of the world on the line. Charlo's involved in a unification matchup at 154 against Jason Rosario. How do you see both fights going down?
I feel like they're both going to win. I feel like they both, they're going to see that this is the first, I say in history, double card pay-per-view, and they're both headlining, both brothers making history once again. So I feel like they're going to go out with a bang. They're going to give it their all. I know if it was me and my older brother, me and him would, we'll put it on the line as well. So I know they have a lot to prove coming into 2020. So, I mean, hopefully they get the win.
And finally, Brandon, what do you want to tell all the fans out there that will be watching you on Saturday night, Showtime pay-per-view, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time, the Charlo doubleheader, Brandon Figueroa defending his super bantamweight crown against Damien Vazquez. What do you want to tell the fans out there, Brandon?
Hopefully that they tune in, because it's going to be an amazing card, probably one of a kind. And just thank you for all the fans that tune in and watching me fight, and watch this whole card, because it definitely is in the history. But yeah, I'm ready, and just to say that to not miss it, order it now, and yeah, we'll see a great show.
Brandon, thank you so much for your time. Say hello to your entire family for me, and I'll see you on Saturday night from the LA bubble to the Mohegan Sun bubble. Look forward to seeing you this weekend.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.